What is up, YouTube? I'm back with another video. As you can see here, we got the Camaro. I have it all. Vinyl wrap prepped is what this is called. What they all I did was just painted everything in primer. I have it wrapped up. Back here is dirty because I've been working back here, so greasy fingers and stuff, but I can get that cleaned up. So all they're doing is they just cleaned it all up, but I gotta wait for the guy to get back from vacation that did this much of the work, because I gotta take it back and then he's gonna fix stuff like this, because if not, it'll show up in the wrap. There's a couple other places here too. There's a spot right here somewhere, like right here. You gotta sand that down, fix it, take these dirt nips out, like all these little dirt specks and stuff. You gotta sand that out. If not, it'll show up in the it'll show up in the wrap whenever he goes to wrap it, or when the shop goes to wrap it. Oh, if you guys ever heard of A-Raps, he's local to me in Dalton, Georgia. If you ever heard of him, that's who I'm gonna have wrap this car. But there's another guy that's supposedly cheaper, and I'm gonna have my daily get wrapped by him. That way I can compare the two, see who I want to go to next to get this wrapped again whenever I want to wrap this again. So I guess I'll wrap it by A-Raps the first time, and then whenever the paint or whenever the wrap gets faded and stuff, I'll try out the other guy. But I have a spider right there. This, I'm gonna wait for that thing to land so I can just stomp it. But I have this thing here. It's a 5.3 LS out of a 2007 Chevy Tahoe. And that's what I'm going to be building this. So, this is going to go down into the Camaro. I don't know where that spider went. He was there, now he's not. But anyways, this is going to be going down into the Camaro. I'm going to build it. As you can see, it's pretty dirty. A lot of oil and stuff in it. But I ran the casting numbers on the back half of the motor. Right back here, there's casting numbers right here. I ran those, and it's saying it's the 5.3 because it's a 4.8/5.3, and it's a 4th gen. But I don't know how many miles is on this motor. I don't know. I don't know anything about it other than I know it does spin over with a ratchet. And I put this black trash plastic bag underneath of it because it was leaking oil. But this is the good news. And I've been coming out here. I got this Wednesday. But I've been coming out here and just turning it over every so often so it doesn't lock up. And I do that just about every day or so. I probably could wait every week, because I mean, My Tahoe that's sitting outside, it runs, and I don't drive it every day. Sometimes it goes for 3 months without being driven, or 2 or 3 weeks. So I guess I could come out here and every 2 or 3 weeks and just turn this thing over, and it would still be fine. But I have this black plastic bag underneath of it, so any oil that does drip, it just catches it. But it don't look like it's been leaking, other than from right here, from these areas, because there's only a little bit of oil down there on the bag, and then right here on the stand. I bought this stand off of Amazon. It was originally supposed to go for this motor right here, but this motor here, I decided not to put this in the Camaro. I was going to, and I'm actually going to sell it. But this motor here is a 355/7 out of a 94 Chevy Silverado. This motor's been completely overhauled, but it's not in time, and the valves need adjusted on it. But this is the cam that is in it. It's a Summit cam. I'm going to sell it, and it's got a brand new distributor on it as well. Obviously, these ain't even been cut. But it's just been sitting on this engine stand in my garage for a whole year. So I'm gonna just sell it. It needs a carb, but I'm gonna sell it for $1,000 or best offer, and go from there. And then whatever money I get out of this, I'm just gonna throw into that motor over there, and call it a day. And then we'll go from that. But I really hope I can get a good amount of money out of this. I know a lot of the LS guys, I have headers for it as well, but I know a lot of the LS or Chevy guys will want one of these motors as a full motor. It's got a lot of new stuff in it. It's got a new crankshaft in it, a new camshaft, which that's the camshaft that's in it. The crankshaft's the OEM. It's gotten, these are aftermarket valve covers. It's got headers in, I think they're Headman headers, which are laying over here. The garage is a mess, so just don't mind that. But it's got the transmission lines with it, a new oil filter. Gonna have to put oil in it. But a new distributor. It's an MSD brand. It's carb swapped. These originally come with an intake kind of style like what's on the LS's, like those style intakes. But with the top load on it. The harmonic balancer was brand new. It's got an aftermarket timing indicator right here. This belt was new as well. This is a brand new power steering pump. Obviously, you can tell it's brand new. There's something else that's supposedly it's supposed to have all new push rods in it, lifters, and a bunch of other stuff. He said he did a whole overhaul on the motor before I had bought it from him. But I want to try to just get my money back out of it. So I'm gonna post it up for the 1,000 that I have into it, or best offer, and try to get my money back out of it. But this is in my way now. I need it gone. That way I can put the LS on this engine stand and start building on the LS. The only thing that this LS is missing is the water pump, the coil packs and the coil pack wiring, the wiring harness, and the ECU. And then the accessories bracket for the alternator, and power steering pump, and the AC compressor and stuff like that. Which I don't need the AC compressor, honestly. Because that car's a T-top car, so honestly don't need AC. What I really need is just heat from the winter. But other than that, it should be fine. But I gotta figure out how to take this dent right here out, because somebody decided they was going to lift the car with a lift on the fenders instead of putting it on the frame of the car. This is a unibody car, so they have to put it on the frame rail, and there's only certain spots of it that have it. It's not a whole thing and some people don't know that, I guess. And but anyways, this car is eventually going to have an LS53 in it. I already bought some stuff to do the DOD delete on this, because it's got the active fuel management and the DOD system on it, which is what that is. I'm going to have to take that off, put the DOD delete plate on, and take off the heads and take out the lifter rollers and replace those with non-DOD rollers, and put everything back together. But I'm just going to head and put a cam in it at that point, because I mean, I have to take off all this stuff to put it in time and everything anyways. So I'm just going to buy a cheap stage 3 LS cam and just throw in there, since I got to take everything apart anyways, and might as well, and upgrade the oil pump, put a Millings oil pump in it and stuff like that. I mean, I'm already in here, so I might as well replace certain stuff that needs to be replaced. And at that point, I might as well just go ahead and rebuild the whole freaking motor on the inside. Just keep the stock stuff, and then just put new pistons in it and stuff like that. And then I know that it's good to go and be in the car. But I'm leaning towards putting a carb on this, and running the MSD box, which is the 6014-3, and running that. All it takes is putting the carb on here, because I mean, this car is already a carb car. Well, it's a TBI carb, so it's fuel injected, but I'm wanting to put that on this, And all the MSD box does is power your coil packs. It runs just your coil packs, the wiring for your coil packs. And that's really all I need, is something to keep my coil packs going, because there's don't have a distributor when that car has a distributor, and the distributor is what makes that car run and charges the spark plugs from that. This doesn't have a distributor, so there's no way for it to get power to the spark plugs and for the coil packs to put power to the spark plugs. So I'll have to get that MSD box to 6014-3, and I'll have to wire that in with this if I do a carb swap. Now, if I don't do a carb swap, I can get the wiring harness for this and the ECU, and I'll have to unlock it so that VATS is not on it. And then I'll have to take the wiring harness from that out and fish the wires through and put the LS wiring through where the wiring for this wiring was. So just take all the wiring out and mount the ECU and stuff like that that this car has on the inside of the car, because the LS swap kit that I can get, I can mount it on the inside because it has long enough wires to do so. This one, the wiring from the engine to the car is just in here. It goes up along here, goes around behind the fender and through the door, and it's right on underneath of the dash on this side. And you pull down a dash panel and it's literally right there. And that's what I'm probably going to do with whenever I put the 5.3 in here. I'm probably just going to have the ECU in there in the exact same spot, and just run all the wires out and around, and just have it all right here. And it should be back to this car being pretty much factory in a way, without all this crappy wiring and stuff. I'm going to do it right. I'm not going to do it crappy. I'm going to do it the right way. But I got to get this motor cleaned up and a lot of stuff situated with it because of it being the DOD system. I'm going to have to do the DOD delete, which is the active fuel management, and I forget what DOD stands for. I think it's displacement on demand or something like that. But I already have the stuff to do that. I bought the plate to get rid of that up there. All it does is you take this plate off, put the new one on, and the new plate seals off the little holes for the valley cover that are in the valley up on the top. And then I have to take the heads off and put new lifter rollers in all around the edges. I have to put new lifter trays and stuff like that in. But I'm gonna upgrade the lifters as well, because these OEM ones aren't very good. They fall apart. This DOD active fuel management system makes your valves prematurely drop. So that's another reason I want to get rid of that as well. But on the other hand, when you do all that, these Gen 4 5.3s and 6.0s with the iron block, which this has the iron block, are very, very reliable. Just as, if not more reliable than the third gens. Everybody goes for third gens because of them being iron blocks and not having active fuel management. But here's the thing. when you get a 3rd gen, it has NOx sensors on the top right in here. So you have to take off your stupid intake just to replace your NOx sensors when they go bad. On these 4th gens, they're in the side of the block, so you don't have to tear stuff apart just to get to them. I believe right here is where a NOx sensor is supposed to go. I believe. And then there's supposed to be another spot. Unless, I think actually that might be the NOx sensor, I'm not sure. I'll have to look around and find out. Yeah, I think that is a NOx sensor. And I think the other side over there is a NOx sensor as well. But, yeah, these are pretty sturdy motors. What I got a good deal on this motor. I got all this, the intake, the injectors with the fuel rail. I only paid $100 for all of this. So I'm already at a good stand right now. I might see about getting a 3rd gen intake to get rid of some of these sensors up here. If I get rid of a good amount of these sensors on the intake, then I can just run this car or as a 3rd gen instead of all these extra sensors. Really, all you need to run a motor is power, ground, and ignition. That's all you need, is just 3 wires. Or you can add more wires, which is your tach, your oil pressure, and your temperature, engine temperature, water temperature. You could add those as well and have just 6 wires. But if you just want the motor to run, all you need is power, ground, and you need power, ground, and I forget what I said. I'm tired, so there's 3 wires that I said before. And then obviously you're gonna need your oil pressure and stuff like that. And but to make it run, you just need your power, ground, and fuel and stuff like that. And then it'll run. But this has like the cam sensor wiring, so that's good. It shouldn't take much to clean this up. I think if I just pressure washed everything, and seal off the stuff that's not supposed to get wet, and just pressure wash stuff, then it might be okay. This motor was out of a running Tahoe, so I know it will run. It was out of a wrecked running Tahoe, so if it was wrecked, obviously you know it runs. So that's why I went ahead and grabbed it. Obviously there's signs that it was wrecked from a wrecked vehicle, because there's glass laying right there, a little piece of glass. You can see it shining in the light a little bit, that little piece right there, which is a sign that it was from a wrecked vehicle. The guy I got it from, he said he didn't run it or nothing. He just threw Crayola oil down inside of the cylinders to keep it from locking up, which was a really good thing to do. Because that turns over, but I'm just gonna leave that stuff in there. I'm not gonna take it out. I'm gonna let it turn over every once in a while. I'm gonna come out here and turn it over, and then when I actually go to tear it apart, I'll stick something down in there and suck it out of the cylinders heads, because what he pretty much did was dump it down in the cylinder for the pistons not to seize onto the heads or onto the block itself. So I just gotta pull that stuff out before I pull the heads, and then I should be fine. But on the other hand, this motor over here, I need to sell it. The guy I got it from, he claims, he told me that it needs to be put in time, and that the valves need adjusted, but I don't remember him telling me that. So I have to tear this down to find out what is going on with it, because at this point right now, I tried to turn the harmonic balancer pulley and the motor's not moving at all. So I have to pull the heads to make sure that the engine moves freely without the heads on it. If it moves freely without the heads on it, then I can fix it and put it into time. But I can't do that unless I have the heads off. So right now this motor is technically locked up until I can find time to pull the heads and find out if he's lying or not. I think I may have got ripped, because I paid a lot of money for this motor, and now I went to turn it over by hand. I got it home, didn't mess with it, went to turn it over by hand, and it did not turn over at all. So I'm at a standstill with that. And I messaged the guy, because he told me it was a money back guarantee, and I messaged the guy saying I wanted my money back, and then he hits me back with the warranty's up and stuff like that. So pretty sure he ripped me, but I'm gonna find out. And there's gonna be some legal repercussions, because I do have lawyers through work, so there will be legal repercussions with that. And I'm probably going to sue the guy for sure. But we need to just try fixing it first before I go that route. But that's definitely going to be the route I go. If it is, if he did lie to me, because I got all the messages and everything from him, screenshotted everything. So yeah. But anyways, if you guys like this video, like, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to hit the bell notification down there in the right hand corner. I'll catch you guys with the next one. Peace out, guys.